Hey everyone, we're back with more NieR Replicant. We are in the Forest of Myth. We're helping people out of the death beams. You guys ready? Let's talk to this lady. It was a lima bean. Actually, actual lima beans I fucking hate.
This person must be dreaming too.
It would appear that way, yes.
I don't like baked beans, black beans, lima beans, or kidney beans. I do like green beans though.
Can't say I'm very excited to go back there. That dream world sorta creeps me out.
Perhaps you should spend less time complaining and more time getting on with the mission.
Yeah.
Alright guys, dream number 2. Whew. I breathe air scented with death and resist the urge to laugh, for I know it will sound like the words of a madman. How long have I been in this fresh hell? My box, my prison, is tucked beneath a stairway in the long unused catacombs of some infinite castle. Outside I hear the sounds of a funeral dirge that plays without end. Light is no place here. Wind is a forgotten friend. I pray for death to come, but he forsakes me. An eternity slips by in a single tick of the clock. Someone knocks on my prison. Anyone there? I hear an unfamiliar voice say. My savior! I claw at the door of my jail, embedding thick splinters under my ragged nails. I scream for help. I laugh. I sob. Surely this is a product of my addled mind. Surely it cannot be true. Help me! I cry. For the love of all the gods, help me! Impossibly, I hear the sound of a lock being torn out and falling to the floor. As the door slowly creaks open, I have just enough time to see a silver-haired boy and a floating book before the light pours inside. My eyes, accustomed to blackness, explode with pain, and I am forced to turn away. Who are you, I ask, shaking my hands, covering my face. How have you come to this place? I am Grimoire Weiss. This is Sasorei. Long have we been searching for you. Now come, stand. We shall awaken from this nightmare together. The one known as Sasorei extends his hand and pulls me from the cell. Though my eyes are slow to adjust to freedom, my ears are keen as ever, and they recognize the staccato sound of heavy rain. I never thought to hear that again, I whisper. Would that this were not such a terrible storm, said Grimoire Weiss. Look at your feet. I force my eyes open and see water pooling around my ankles and lapping at my shins. There's so much of it. Yes, and more comes each moment we delay. If we do not make good our escape, we shall all drown inside this castle. Hey, we know you are weak, but you are our only hope to survive this place. Time, that long-forgotten friend, made itself known again. I nodded my head and swore to save my rescuers, and no matter the cost. The castle catacombs are a maze, twisting upon themselves like the endless entrails of a giant. I squint down the dim corridors and proceed north. At the end of the corridor, I find a row of 20 gorgeous canopied beds resting atop a carpet of velvet. All are covered in a thick layer of dust and cobwebs. Searching for the door to the next room, I came upon a shapeless mass of gray matter. It has been shoved aside against the side of the wall. And despite my fever, I think I see the outlines of a door just beyond. When I reach out a finger and touch the piece of the mass, it turns to dust and drifts away on the wind. Realization slowly dawns, and I fall to my knees and weep. Corpses. I face a mountain of charred and crumpled corpses. I took it from it to the beds and back again until the horror dawn was full upon me. Someone has piled these bodies into a tower and set them ablaze. Whether they were alive or dead, I do not know, and sanity will not permit me to consider the proposition further. I make a sound, whether scream or laughter, I cannot be certain. Then my mind grants me merciful blackness, and I find myself opening the door and leaving that most terrible of rooms. I squint down the dim corridors and head east, because we just headed north. If we proceed south, we'd go back to where we came from. I squint down the corridors. I squint down the dim corridors and head north, because once again, if we proceeded west, we would go right back to where we came. So, and I think the correct answer to this was east. At the end of the path, I find myself in a great hall, with only the sounds of rain for comfort. The waterlogged red carpet squishes beneath my feet as I approach the center of the room. Once there, I behold the beautiful dining table upon which rest china and silver of the finest construction, as well as the remains of a fantastic feast. As my eyes continue to adjust, I see many chairs surrounding the table, each holding a dinner guest. Noticing movement, I approach the chair at the table's head, but as the truth of the matter dawns on me, I recoil in horror. The host of the feast is a corpse. as are all the invited guests. An army of foul, wriggling insects have made homes in their remains, and this is the movement I saw. This once splendid feast was now nothing more than a requiem for the damned. I take a moment to steady my shaking hands, then slowly back away from the table. Desperate to lose sight of the abomination before me, my gaze lands on the chair upon which the dead were seated. This is a mistake, for the chairs proved to be even more terrible than the feast itself. Each one is covered in a layer of spikes that runs from the seat back up, or up the back and down the arms. A layer of spikes, sorry. This explains the color of the carpet beneath my feet. I can only pray that the unfortunate diners were dead when the meal began. For if not, it is a simple task to envision the agonizing screams that must have sprung forth from their mouths. My mind grasps frantically at the possibility that these souls have committed some terrible crime for which this was punishment. Though in truth, I suspect they committed no crime at all. There would be no tomorrow for these unfortunates. This was their last supper. I do not remember which way to go now. I think it's north? I squint down the dim corridors and proceed north. Against all hope, okay, good. We make it to the front. Oh, right, we just went east, so if we went west, we go back the way we came. Against all hope, we make it to the front door. Break it down, someone cries, so I give myself to the effort. In tandem with Sasorei and Grimoire Vice, I slam my body against the thick, sturdy door. On the third try, it gives way, and we find ourselves sprawled on the ground outside the castle. The storm is in retreat. The cloud above are dark and foreboding, but to the west, I can see a shimmer of sunlight trying to break through. How can I thank you? I cry as tears join the rain on my cheeks. I would surely have died in there. Looking down, I suddenly notice that my dress is in tatters and sheepishly try to cover my exposed sin. Your dress? Asked Vice. Then you are a woman, madame? I am. I offered the two a smile. I suppose that comes as something of a surprise, seeing as how I exist only in the form of words. I can see that one known as Sasorei is disappointed that the torn dress will be given no further description, but he hides it well. With a nod and a shrug, the three of us set forth to our awakening. But behind us, an awakening of another kind is taking place. Black smoke fills the abandoned castle, providing the countless damned souls inside with their final shroud. After a moment, the castle's windows shatter with a mighty roar. A fresh breeze blows through the hallways and corridors, clearing the smoke away for good. As we watch in awe, uncountable black shadows slowly flicker to life, crossing to and fro in front of the broken windows. The castle's dead have awakened to their new life as shades.
Do you have anything to say about that?
Hopefully there will be no labyrinth next time.
I hear that.
Okay, so if you go the wrong way there, you can actually fail that. And there's only one point where you can really go the wrong way if you think about it, because most of them contradict each other. But after you go east the second time, you have the chance to go south, I believe it was, and you can screw it up there.
Thank you so much for saving me. I never want to have a dream like that again.
Okay, no one wants to have a dream like that again. Okay, now here's our third and final.
And another victim. This work certainly is trying.
I figured a book like you would be into all this word stuff, Vice.
Even I have my exceptions. Now let's be off.
Stretch. Okay. A colony of massive sculptures was visible in the distance, their tall forms scraping against the sky. Vice and Sasorei had never seen such a sight, and their eyes widened as they tried to take it in.
Those buildings must be huge if we can see them from this far away. What do you think, Vice?
As Vice considered his answer, the sun beat down on them with renewed ferocity.
Perhaps they are some manner of mirage,
he said. Under this heat, a mirage or two would hardly be an unexpected sight. Sasorei nodded and wiped the sweat off his brow, leaving a trail of sand in its place. He thought he'd never been so thirsty. The ancient road they walked, on which they walked was black and cracked with age. Here and there, thin wisps of grass pushed through the rocky surface as if defying those that had laid this material down over their home. The heat reflected from the road made Sasorei lightheaded. His feet hurting, he crouched down to rest. I don't know how much longer I can do this. Is someone playing a joke on us, or what? The complaining had already begun. Vice tried not to let his eyes roll too much. A joke? He said. No joke. This road leads to the city of art. Perhaps the path itself is simply some manner of grand artistic work. You don't sound very sure of yourself there. Perhaps not, but thinking of it this way might make it easier for you to bear. Sasorei glanced at Vice's grinning face, shook his head, and resumed walking. As times passed, Sasorei's feet grew more painful and his throat drier than he thought possible. He tried not to look further than the next step ahead because the bright sunlight made him hesitant to trust his own senses. "We're definitely getting closer," said Weiss in an effort to cheer his companion. "Yes, this much is certain." Encouraged, Sasorei lifted his gaze. Suddenly he stopped walking, choosing instead to stand in the middle of the road with his mouth and eyes open and his finger pointing in the distance. "Water!" he cried. "It's water!" "Water?" asked Weiss. "Preposterous! I don't see any water." "Over there, just just ahead of us. Look, the sun is reflecting off of it." Without waiting for a response, Sasorei sprang to life and bounded towards the site. What in the... There was no water. There was nothing but sand in every direction. Sasorei closed his eyes and sighed as Weiss floated up behind him and chuckled softly. "I believe this is known as a mirage," she said. "Many a desert traveler has spoken of such things." Sasorei shook his head, bewildered. Suddenly, he pointed off in the distance, his eyes wide once more. "Wait, there it is! I just missed it! Look, it's right there!" Sasorei sprinted off again, leaving Weiss with no choice but to follow. After a few minutes of running, Sasorei came to a halt. "I could have sworn it was right around here." Confused, he put his hands up to his eyes and rubbed them vigorously. As soon as he stopped, he noticed a blue shimmering pool of clear water just over the next rise. With a shout, he bounded off in search of it. The chase continued for nearly an hour until an exasperated Weiss finally floated up to Sasorei and struck him in the face with his cover. "Enough, you blithering idiot! Stop this at once! There is no water here!" Sasorei's face clouded. "There isn't?" "There is not, and perhaps next time you will listen to me when I tell you as much." Weiss paused for a moment, then continued speaking in a slightly kinder tone. "However, I suppose this mad chase was not altogether wasted. It seems we have arrived in the City of Art." Sasorei looked up. Stretched out before him was a row of impossibly tall sculptures. Their journey was at an end. "They're huge!" Sasorei cried, completely forgetting the heat and pain of the past few hours. "I've never seen anything so big." Each sculpture was formed by roughly the same shape, a tall rectangle that stretched up towards the sky. But that is where the similarities ended. Most were covered with panes of glass that reflected light in 1,000 directions, while others seemed to be nothing but frames of steel. Some had tall spires on their tops, while others possessed triangular caps. "What kind of city is this?" said Sasorei. "Where are the people? Where are the houses?" "Perhaps the land is intended exclusively for artistic use." The debate continued as they made their way through the city. Miracles of artistry were everywhere. Great iron crates with wheels sat silent on steel rails. Beautifully carved works with lights of red, amber, and green dangled over every street. As they moved away from the massive sculptures, they found a great array of smaller ones. Some were covered in glass or brick, but many were composed of materials they'd never encountered. The sheer variety of colors and styles was staggering. Unable to find a theme or purpose to the abstract work, Sasorei and Weiss fell silent. Unable to find On the outskirts of the city, they discovered 3 sculptures in the shape of humans. Sasorei uttered a sigh of relief as he approached them. "Finally! I was getting tired of modern art." The 3 statues were indistinguishable except for a single word chiseled into their right arms. One read Alpha, one read Beta, and the final one read Gamma. As Sasorei moved to touch the nearest statue, a bird flew from the top of the sculptures, alighting on the statue's shoulder. It emitted a brief, beautiful song that took the form of words. "Only one form is real, the others are false. The real form will always speak the truth. The false ones will only speak lies." With that, the bird departed. As if on cue, the 3 statues shuddered to life, acquiring color and form as they began to breathe. "Hey, look at that," said Sasorei. "They're alive." The triplets bowed low before Sasorei. "Please," said Alpha, "you have to get me out of this nightmare. I am real." "Stop lying," said Beta. He turned to Sasorei and threw his hands in the air. "Alpha's a fake, you know. I'm the real one." "What a load of caps," said Gamma. "Beta's a fake. Everyone knows that I'm the real one around here." The respective pleas given, the 3 statues returned to their frozen state as silence once again enveloped the city. "When you consider all of the statements, only one of them could be the real thing," said Weiss. Sasorei furrowed his eyebrows and considered his answer. "Only one form is real, the others are false. The real form will always speak the truth, the false ones will only speak lies." What do you guys think? So, Alpha said that he's real. Beta said that Alpha is lying. And that Yeah, and Gamma said Beta is lying. But if Alpha's lying, or if Alpha's not lying, then Beta would be a liar. Which would contradict Gamma. So, the answer is Beta. The real one is Beta. Though Sasorei's voice portrayed a notable lack of confidence, he was relieved to see Vice nodding at him. If Alpha were telling the truth, began Vice in dry tones of Electra, Beta and Gamma would be fakes, but in that case, Gamma's claim that Beta is a fake would be truth. Even though Gamma is there for a lie. Even though Gamma is a liar. Therefore, that theory crumbles. Now let us presume that Gamma spoke the truth. That makes Alpha and Beta liars. In this situation, however, Beta is calling Alpha a liar, which would leave us with two statues telling the truth. Finally, let us assume that Beta is telling the truth. If so, Alpha and Gamma's lies would make sense. Therefore, Beta must be real. As Vice finished his explanation, Alpha and Gamma crumbled soundlessly into dust, while Beta sprang to life once more. "Congratulations, villager," said Vice in a cheerful voice. "The time to awaken has arrived." "Thank you for saving me," cried the villager. He dropped to his knees and bowed his head as low as it could go before an uncomfortable Sasorei pulled him to his feet. "Why did you have a dream like this?" asked Vice. "Have you been to this city before?" The villager slowly looked around at the bizarre objects and sculptures that dotted the landscape, then shook his head. I don't think so. I mean, it's impossible, right? There's no way I could have been to a place like this, but at the same time, I feel like I've seen it before." "Deja vu," muttered Sasorei, just like the mayor. The vague sense of unease that struck Sasorei during the mayor's dream spread once more through his mind.
That was rough.
I am positive I have seen that place before.
Okay, that's enough. Don't need you getting all weird on me too. Okay, there. Now all the villagers can wake up, right?
Yes, if the mayor's assumption was correct. I think I have had enough wordplay to last a lifetime. Thank you very much.
You're telling me. Anyway, let's go see the mayor.
I thought I was a goner there. Thanks for the help.
So-
A strange dream. It almost felt familiar somehow.
So, how'd you guys feel about the Forest of Myth section here? And how they executed that?
Oh, how wonderful. Thank you so much. Here, I have something for you.
A one-handed sword. Faith.
Wow, this looks valuable. I can really have it?
Of course, it's apparently a weapon of some renown, but we have little use for it.
Well, we appreciate it.
Thank you again for everything.
So I'd like to point out, many of the weapons that I have here, the Nameless Blade, that one's unique to this game, but I believe the Lily Leaf Sword, the Nirvana Dagger, definitely Moonrise, Rebirth, Faith. These are all weapons that you can actually get in Drakengard. And in order to actually get ending E, you would have to collect all of the weapons. So Yoko Taro once made a joke about how all the weapons that Kaim brought with him in ending E are littered in Tokyo after Angelus and him are shot out of the sky.
So how was the village?
Oh, it was truly magnificent. There are no words. Really.
Neat.
Let's get back to Popola. She'll probably want to know what's going on in there.
Alright. You guys ready to ride the boar? Ugh, such a bore. Oh, hang on. Before we ride the boar. So this weapon here is actually significantly stronger than the one that we just had. By almost 30 points. It's still weaker than the Virtuous Virtuous Contract and that, but we might actually be able to upgrade it. I'm gonna go stop by the weapon shop here real quick, and then we'll check. And that just requires me to go over here. Unfortunately, there's no way to just jump up and grab that ledge like that. And while we're up there, we can actually probably grab the mice we need for that drink. I'm fairly certain we have more than enough lizard tails. Actually, let me check. Okay, good more advice, quests, incomplete quests. We need wheat, we need 2 sardines. We can just buy the sardines. Where's the drink? Okay, need 1 mouse tail. Alright, oh, that's easily done. There's a mouse just over here. There we go. So, look at this blade, right? It's all, like, rusted and shit. Which is unfortunate. Okay.
How can I help you? Need some work done on your weapon?
Alright, can I upgrade anything? I can't. What am I missing? I need broken antennas. I need 17 of them. That sucks. Oh well. Twisted ring. I need 1 twisted ring to upgrade this thing. Rusted kitchen knife. Oh, okay, I need another crystal to upgrade this. But yeah, I needed what I was trying to fish for underneath the bridge was this here, the rusted clump. And the reason I was trying to fish for it was because it's an easy weapon to upgrade. It gets you 270 attack power pretty simply. But, you know, whatever, it's fine. So we're gonna go over to town. Oh yeah. Some of the weather effects in this game are absolutely gorgeous. Oh, look at that. That is stunning. You get this boar, this Chevy boar. Get wrecked. So every time that part of the song comes up, I keep thinking it's saying Mr. Mime, and I'm like, why the fuck is Mr. Mime in this song?
That poor girl.
Alright. Let's go see Popola. So I was tired today, so I stayed home and hid in bed. I could hear Devil singing from somewhere though. That made me happy. Oh, I never did show you guys this. There's a room over here. And in this room...
What is the purpose of this place?
Beats me. Maybe it's Popola's hobby corner.
So in this place, you can see...
It's a sculpted leaf. Right?
This is the first sane thing I have seen in this room.
There's like,
It's that
models.
lizard thing we fought in the area. Who would make a figure of that anyway? And what is it doing here?
Of the various bosses we fought, and it's pretty funny because he has little commentaries about each
What's
one.
that?
It resembles the shade we saw in the Lost Shrine.
We saw this cube back in the Barren Temple.
Perhaps the Prince of Facade gave it to Popola as a gift?
They're very confused about
This
these.
is from the junk heap.
For a decoration, it's certainly in poor taste.
You get a good idea how many bosses are in the game. Welcome home, dudes! You missed the Fort of Myth. And yes, it's very humid. I'm trying to avoid turning my air conditioner on because I'm trying to save some money on electricity. And unfortunately, last night I had no choice. I had to turn it on.
Illness.
Yeah, it was something all right.
Even I, with my natural love for words, have no desire to visit that place ever again.
You guys did well. You've been making a lot of long trips lately. Are you sure you're not pushing yourself too hard?
I'm okay. I can't just sit around all day while Yonah's sick, after all.
If you say so.
So, anything I can do for you?
Well, I suppose there is. The work probably won't happen for a while. But once it's done, we can use the canal for trade and travel and all kinds of useful things. Unfortunately, however, we're a bit behind schedule at the moment. If you're willing to help out, I'd really appreciate it.
No problem. What do you need?
Great. So, the man I originally asked to help on this project hasn't shown up for work in a few days. I'm starting to get a little worried. So, maybe you can head over to Seafront and check up on him? I'll mark the location of his house on your map.
Okay.
He always carries a red bag over his shoulder, so he should be easy enough to find.
Got it.
Alright, so those of you who have played NieR Gestalt but have not played Replicant, or I guess version 1.22, I'm pretty sure this questline is not in the original game. Pretty sure. Anyway, dudes, welcome home. How you doing?
A canal, is it? Fascinating. If we had a ferry, we could put these days of endlessly running about behind us.
Don't you just float everywhere anyway?
Do you think I am borne aloft by the winds, lad? It takes stamina to maintain this height.
Oh, really?
You could at least try to hide the utter dismay, you know.
What have we got today? Which job should I give you first? I heard someone needs help organizing books. Popola is too busy to handle it herself, so do you mind helping out? I wrote down the client's location on your map, so head over there to get the details.
Alright. That requires us to go to the library. Like I said, we'll do quests as we get around to them. I'm not going to go out of my way too much to do them. But in the case of the blowfish quest, I'm going to try and capture... I'm going to try and catch a blowfish here and now in a moment. And if we catch anything that's not a blowfish, then we're going to skip past it. Although, now that we've got the boar, we can just do this. Makes traveling this area much faster, especially if I don't run into the wall like an idiot. Dude, how many of you would ride a boar in real life, by the way? I bet Mark would. Mark, you seem like the type of guy who would ride on those mechanical bulls in bars. So that's the main quest here, but we're gonna go do something else real quick. Namely, we're gonna check the beach for black pearls. Because if there is a weapon that we can upgrade using a black pearl, I'd like to have it now. Now, getting stronger weapons isn't necessarily that important, simply because we actually primarily only need to be strong enough to get to the final boss of the second run.
Hey, guess what? I went shopping with my girl a little while back. You mean the one who only goes to super expensive places?
That's her, all right. Anyway, there was this nice accessory that I thought would look great on her and didn't cost much, so I bought it for her, but she refused to take it. She said she doesn't wear cheap accessories.
Well, that's not too surprising.
Yeah, I should have known better than to try and impress her with such shabby flim-flam. Next time, I'll get something high class all the way. It'll cost twice my yearly salary. No, 3 times!
Are you certain this woman even cares for you?
Of course she does.
You humans certainly have complex and exhausting mating rituals.
Anyway, yeah, I do pay my own hydro. Whereas you have central air and everything is included, so hell yeah, you put the AC on. Time to cool down, and if your test results are good, you're going up to that place beside the holiday and getting the vaccine. Yeah, that's a good idea. Well, make sure you talk to Dr. Wheeler about getting it first, because they always recommend that you talk to your physician before you go get any vaccines and such. Dudes, I was telling everybody about how you used to play fishing games when we were kids. And as such, I'm gonna fish for people. Like I said, we're gonna fish until we get something that's not a blowfish. So if that's right away, then that's right away. Yeah, that's a blowfish. We have 3 of 7. This is not a blowfish. Alright, well. It be what it be, yo. Okay, so let's go and talk to.
I gave my girl.
Here's your ingredients. Although I can't imagine what kind of drink uses this stuff.
Oh, it tastes just as extreme as it looks. Popola is the only person I know who can handle it. Anyway, tell Popola I'll have this stuff sent over to the village as soon as it's ready, okay?
Got it.
Okay, so there's that quest done. We just need to talk to
The
Popola when we
drink
get back
with
to
a
town.
lizard's tail inside certainly sounds impressive.
Yeah, Popola's really something when she starts drinking.
Surely you jest.
No joke. Once she got so plastered, she practically destroyed the shop. Knocked down a wall and everything.
Does alcohol affect Devla in the same manner?
Devola's more of a lightweight. If she has even a little, she starts acting all cute and meowing like a kitten.
Devla? For true?
For true.
Alcohol is a fearsome chemical indeed.
Indeed. Alright, what does this guy want?
You seem to be in good spirits.
Oh, I am. My new flower shop is already far more successful than I ever dreamed.
Really? Well, great.
I was in trouble before, but I think I've got a good foundation here. In fact, I want to ask my girlfriend in the area to come live with me here. It's the least I can do after all I put her through. The only problem is I don't really have time to go all the way over there. So I was thinking of sending a letter instead.
Sure.
Sounds like it's time sensitive. Want me to deliver it for you?
Oh, really? Are you...
Oh, he is sure. This lad loves nothing more than meddling in other people's affairs.
Excellent. Well, my girlfriend lives near the chief's house. Give her this Phrygia with the letter, okay? I really wanted to give her a lunar tear, but as I'm sure you know, the whole reason they call them legendary is that they're so hard to cultivate. But I did manage to cultivate a Phrygia. She's always liked Phrygias, so I guess things turned out for the best.
Cultivating lunar tears must require a remarkable amount of work.
Yeah, even so. It's nice that guy worked so hard to be able to invite his girlfriend out to join him. Hey, are you the kid who ran away from home?
Huh? Oh man, how'd you...
Your father's worried sick about you. Why'd you leave anyway?
Because he wants me to, like, take up the family business. And I ain't doing it, man. I'm a rebel.
Yes, we can see that. Well, perhaps you should let your father know that you're alive and well, and also explain to him why you left.
Oh, man. Why do people always gotta hassle me? Yeah, alright, I'll do it. But first, you gotta do something for me, man. The guy who runs the tavern's been helping me since I got here. And I want to give him something nice. I was thinking I could, like, cook dinner or something, but I don't have any ingredients or whatever, so, yeah.
If it'll get you back home to your father sooner, then fine, I'll help. What do you need?
This guy, man, he don't eat nothing but fish. All the time, every day. Fish, fish, fish. So I was thinking he might, like, want to try eating meat or whatever. You know, for a change. So could you give me, like, 5 pieces of mutton and 3 pieces of goat meat? I can find the pans and spoons and stuff, so just bring the meat to his place whenever, man.
But who can say if said girlfriend honestly wanted to wait?
What do you mean?
Surely the woman desired to live with him, did she not?
Well, probably, yeah. But he wasn't able to make it happen. That's why he left her in the village.
It would have been difficult, yes, but perhaps preferable to a life of solitude. Why did they not think about how much time and distance would separate them?
It doesn't matter anymore. They'll be able to see each other just fine soon enough.
Let us hope this is the case.
Alright, for more advice quests. I have almost enough mutton. I'm missing one. Alright.
Damn. I still don't have enough inventory.
What's the problem?
Well, I'm trying to get into the trading business, so I'm stocking up on the essentials.
You mean like selling local products to faraway lands?
Not products so much as raw materials. With every nation running out of the basics, I figure it's a great way to make a killing. But right now, I don't have a source for materials. And it's driving me crazy. If I could make just one transaction, I could get this thing off the ground. But I don't have anything to offer. It's a real, conundrum.
I wouldn't mind getting some materials for you to sell.
Seriously? Well, that would be great.
What do you need?
That's a pretty big list, so you might want to write it down in that floating notebook of yours. Okay, let's see. I need 10 bundles of wool, 5 lumps of natural rubber, and 10 goat hides.
Oof, that's probably gonna take a while. Is that okay?
Take your time. That'll give me a chance to set up shop and fill out forms and the like.
Alright, so the natural rubber is probably going to take a while, and I'm not going out of my way to hunt for it, so... As you can see, I have a hard time not doing the side quests in this game, or in any game.